Lady Boss tonight.
I'm boss tonight.
Or will you say? Okay. Beth, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I'm off. Okay.
We're having issues with the,
Technology.
yeah,
Smells
found out it happened earlier today, so it's something doing with our click share or something, so. All right, so we are set.
So call the meeting to order.
Okay. 5:47, Vice Chair Kyle Conrad.
Here.
Catalina Johnson.
Here.
Erica Creasel. Here. Leah Moran.
Here.
And excused, we have Chair Martin Gilmore, Stacy Potash, Shane Smith, Councilmember Chelsea Noonenkamp, and Inglewood School Liaison Emily Ancona. And staff present, we have Director Christina Underhill, Library and Cultural Arts Manager Bethany Lafferty, and Event Supervisor Tony Arnoldi.
Great. So approval of the minutes from May 1st.
I move to approve the May 1st minutes. Meeting minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you second?
Yes, we both did at the same time.
All right,
Do we have any public comment tonight?
we do not.
Great. Okay, new business. So it sounds like July meeting.
Yeah, so July 3rd is our next meeting, right before July 4th. So want to find out if you're going to be in town. There's only 4 of you here tonight, obviously, to make this decision. Or if you wanted to move the meeting, cancel the meeting, it's up to you all.
Historically, we have moved the meeting when they're around holidays, but we've also canceled in July once, I think.
Yeah, I think it's been vacations. If there's
Yeah.
multiple people that are going to be out, it kind of depends on the members, but.
I think the biggest question is, are we set for like block party and that sort of stuff? Because that usually comes up in July and August.
Correct, yeah.
My suggestion would be maybe to move it the week after the 3rd.
July 10th.
I cannot be at that meeting on the 10th.
Okay, could you be at July 3rd or would it?
Yeah, it's on my calendar now, but I'm going to be out of town on the 10th.
Are you all in town on July 3rd?
I'm available both.
Yes.
Okay,
Are you available?
I'm currently.
So we would have quorum with you 4 on July 3rd.
Let's just keep July 3rd then.
Sounds great.
Does that punish staff members?
No, we're here. We have to
Okay.
work July 4th, but we are here.
Okay, you're
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a big fireworks thing going on. So
Okay.
come out to that. So,
A little bit of it.
Just a little.
Okay, great. So that's done. Okay. Creative crosswalks
So
maps.
this program has been launched. It's on our website. I think there've been a few social media posts. There's an active application. I think we already have one application that has come in, and so it'll be an ongoing recruitment for the crosswalks and signal wraps. I believe we're gonna vet these through Public Works first before we bring them to you for review, because if Public Works sees some red flags, no point in showing you and being like, you love it, and you're like, yes, and we can't do it. So that'll be the process for that. We'll keep you updated each month as we get more. We should have more information come July as well on the program and how many other applications we've received.
Awesome. Any questions? Okay, just keep on moving. Update on Rainbow Point and Pin Me Down.
Yeah, so thanks to Debbie and all her hard work. I Bet You Can't Pin Me Down is now housed in our amphitheater. And we have more art that Tony's been working on that are panel art. Fest Signs as part of a sponsorship agreement last year and potentially a little this year. Agreed to help do some art to just spruce that area up. If you notice, we painted the walls kind of a grayish white color to clean it up. There's a lot of graffiti tags that even when we power washed it, you could can still see them, so it's just kind of looking run down. And then the back wall also had received some graffiti that was included nail polish and some other permanent markers that was not going to come off. That once was a waterfall feature. It no longer works, so they painted it black. There's an Inglewood logo that we're going to stick on there. I think it'll really pop. So when we have the summer concerts where people are performing on that stage, it'll be very visible. It's in the city of Inglewood, which is exciting. So we're kind of branding that. Rainbow Point is still in progress. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So we are responding to CDOT's questions. Our one struggle is how we validate that the colors used in Rainbow Point do not conflict with CDOT's colors. The artist is saying her colors are more earth tones, but she doesn't have the color specifications that she used. So I'm seeing if Public Works can assist us with that. You know, we do have somebody who had worked with CDOT that if he's got suggestions, but that's one thing that's kind of holding us up. And then I know CDOT does state in their guidelines sometimes that they do need to go view the artwork. So, but it's ready to be submitted too.
Are we, is it still possible, I know this came up in one meeting, of the Hampden corridor by Swedish is getting roundabouts, correct?
Right.
And possibly putting a sculpture there and a roundabout because that won't go through CDOT. Is that still a possibility if we can't get CDOT to approve this? Like maybe we bring Rainbow Point to the courtyard and then move it to the roundabout when it's done? Is that a possibility as like another?
I think anything's a possibility just like you can't pin me down. Obviously, we had to change directions on that to at least keep the art. Technically, we've purchased this Rainbow Point, so we can decide to put it somewhere else. I know there's been interest from the city manager's office putting media and art out, but honestly, if it's going to be too hard or won't get approved, just like what we're going to be looking at tonight, it could be the same situation. Museum of Outdoor Arts has been moving pieces out of the Civic Center area. We had another piece that left, actually two pieces that left, and so there will be opportunity to replace some of those pieces that have gone. Some of those pieces were fairly significant. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a large art piece. It was red, it moved. That's what they took. We were hoping they'd bring it back. It's going to Marjorie Park down by Fiddler's Green. So it may be, looking at art, like with these art calls of what can we replace? What do we want to replace? Where do we want to put it? So it's not over. We still can purchase art and place it throughout our community. We'll just have to kind of talk through that. And if you all see places throughout the community that are public locations, whether it be a park or a right of way or a roundabout, just kind of document that, and that can be part of a discussion.
I mean, I definitely, like in Durango, they commissioned 2 pieces and roundabouts, and I just think they're stunning because you drive into them, you get to see the side, you drive away, and I actually think it would be a more appropriate because of the slowdown versus Hampden, like people would be driving.
Admire the art as you pass.
Yeah, and I also think too, for that corridor, that's such an important corridor of the hospital district, it kind of spruces it up.
Sure.
And so to me, that would be great. And then I also agree, like replacing the pieces here, we don't want to have vacant. So I'm ready to like free Debbie of maybe.
Oh, don't worry about me.
Okay, I mean, like if we think, I guess the question is like when we think we should be having those discussions or keep pushing CDOT.
I think we'll try one more month because she's very close to having it kind of wrapped up to get back to CDOT. We're just waiting for the employee here to give us a little more information of what they know about CDOT. Because we'd like to get a yes for this piece. And so we're checking all the boxes to hopefully get that. Now, if we submit it
It's kind of my goal.
she's going to win
Fully
this one.
vested.
So I think by the July 3rd meeting, we should hopefully know. If it has been submitted to CDOT and we haven't heard back yet by July 3rd, we'll continue moving it forward until we get the no or get the yes.
And we do have a contact now with CDOT that has been communicating, so yeah, we at least have that now.
That's awesome. I just don't want to keep like.
I know.
It's,
We wanna
like
get
I
this
get
done.
it, and also at the same time, I'm like, if it's.
Right.
I'm excited hoping because Redline hopefully will be activated by July 1st. And so like, I think it would be cool if they have artists in there that do this kind of art, that maybe they'll just want to put it on display where we're vacant, or, you know, and that, like, that's their payment. Like, they get to, it's displayed at the city center, you know, versus having to pay a lot for some stuff. So that could be exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So July 1st, they're officially moving in or opening?
I'm not sure on that answer.
I think they still have to do some tenant improvements, right? They were gonna make some modifications.
The goal for move-in day is June 15th,
June 15th, cool.
but that's move-in day. That's not open. They're gonna do, they're hoping for the July market that they can maybe be igniting the spark.
Awesome. Okay, so then the jury of art for Hampden and Delaware.
So I've made copies for all of you, kind of the spreadsheet. We did not receive, Stacy is traveling, so she was not able to submit her votes. And Shane had only submitted votes for part or a few of the pieces of art and not all of them. And he is traveling for work. So he thought he would be able to get them to me and he was not able to. So I have filtered it. The ones in yellow are the top 10. And then I do have photos of those, and I thought it may be helpful if we go through those and kind of talk about ones that maybe CDOT would have concerns with, that we may have struggles, kind of what we're dealing with right now. And then you guys can decide how you want to proceed, whether that's we narrow it down to like the top 3 and then send out to all of the members and then everybody votes that way. And then at the July 3rd meeting, kind of have that final design, or you guys can decide how you want to, or if you want to go ahead and just move forward tonight. Do you guys have a preference? You want to first view them and kind
Yeah,
of
could
decide?
we maybe get rid of the ones we know
Are
aren't
just
gonna,
not gonna work.
they're not gonna work, and then, I don't know, there's only 4 of us, so I love to have other members here for the bigger vote, but
Let's go through the ones that are highlighted.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of look at those and talk about, yeah, if there's glaring, oh my gosh, it's red, green, and yellow. We can't move forward with that, so.
Okay, so the first one, the one that came in the highest was Lunar Hampden. I think, and Christina, you can, I think this one, so the one guideline that CDOT does have is something that is not reflective. Because as like sun goes down, it's shining on it, will reflect into the drivers, you know, into their vision. This one, from the beginning, I thought, ooh, I think CDOT would say no.
especially at the angles too, that was one of my worries, because that one, it would like, there will be blind spots, depending on how it's, which
Yeah.
position they put in. If they put it west towards the mountains, you're gonna like,
Yeah. Yeah, it would fit on the pedestal, but it's, yeah.
And these are ones, like, if this was the piece you all wanted, we can reach out to the artist to get some different clarifications. Like, you can't pin me down out in the amphitheater. He was able to change whatever color for the pins on top. So he could meet the guidelines, but he had rebar, and that's why we couldn't put it on a major thoroughfare. But like this, if it does have a shine to it that could create glare, we might be able to ask, could they move forward with a matte finish or a different color for it? So just kind of keep that, nothing's out just yet. We'll have to reach out to the artist and get some clarification, but
Then, let's do this. It's easier to.
Any thoughts on this one from the
I
community?
really like it. I think I actually probably should have put a higher number on it, but I think the matte material would be perfect on it. I just really see it there. It looks so cool.
That's how I felt about it as well.
Yeah.
In hopes that there could be maybe something done to the finish or moved somewhere else. It could be a really interesting piece.
Is the pedestal reflective too?
It looks like
I
a
couldn't tell
stone.
if it was like granite or.
Yeah.
We'd have to get clarification on that material, and
Yeah.
if it's a concrete type finish, probably won't be a big deal, but CDOT looks at it too, now this is raised, so for a car to like hit it, it's possible, but it's not as possible as like a flat median. Cause that could be an obstruction that could hurt somebody pretty bad, but yeah, there's some questions, like if that top piece, if a car were to hit it, will that top piece go flying off
Yeah, that's
into
a good-
oncoming
That's a
traffic?
good question.
I don't know, but those are clarifications as we move forward that we'll get from the artist, exactly, how it's attached and all that.
I'm gonna make notes as we're.
So I guess, yeah, I guess the request then I hear moving forward is to figure out on this one logistically if it can even go in that spot safely by CDOT, if it can come close enough to the requirements, or if it's just too many possibilities that would put it out of.
Okay. All right, then the second one was it duet? So blue is the color that CDOT does use on their highway signs. Blue is the color that we're kind of struggling with Rainbow Point, because it does kind of have a bright or a blue, kind of a large area on it. Blue is used for hospital signs. That I was trying to find a Pantone that I could bring up. The Pantone color for CDOT is 294 and it's kind of a darker blue. I don't know if you guys can kind of. And this one looks a little bit brighter, but whether CDOT would have an issue with it or not.
Do they have any guidelines that they actually let anyone know?
So there is,
Pre-approved.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious
We don't
because
have
if
to do
it's
this
like
every
10 shades lighter than our Pantone or something, you know.
so they have they have color specifications. So it's, and I have the yellow and blue because that's what I had sent the artist for Rainbow Point, saying these are your larger colors that you have. Do you know what I mean? And can you verify if these are, but she didn't have her color specifications. Other than that, it's really just kind of a hit and miss. I mean, you submit your application and then we received an email, even information that we had included in the application. Still, one of the engineers with CDOT still responded and said, you need to validate that it meets guidelines for this, and this. And it was like, okay, some of that was already in there. So it's hard to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So
That's
CDOT likes to
unfortunate.
have, like, as people have said, likes to have all their T's crossed and their I's dotted. I mean, they have to have everything.
It's a huge liability.
Yeah.
So this one, I'm happy to reach out to the artist, see if they maybe have color specifications. I can even see if our contact with CDOT would be willing to take a look at the pieces and find out if they have any concerns with any of them. Do you know what I mean? That could tell us from the beginning that,
Right away.
yeah,
That might be helpful with this one.
okay,
This one
And-
kind of reminds me of the bear in Denver.
yeah. And even our employee that used to work for CDOT, I mean, maybe I can start with him and see if, I mean, if he's got some ideas, so.
So you're gonna ask the CDOT folks and then also ask the artist if we can change colors potentially. How does that sound to everyone, to darker, to the
I cannot remember, but this one is already made, right? It's already
Yes.
created.
I think it's, is it smaller, a little smaller? It looks small in the first photo.
So it is,
Oh, the size is on here.
yeah, 72 inches tall and it's 3 feet by 2 feet. And we do, in our guidelines, we said no taller than 8 feet. We said 3 feet by 3 feet by 8 feet. Okay, so then the next one. So this is under the surface. This is the one, his proposal had it painted red. And I had reached out to him and told him that I'm just letting you know that, you know, this piece is not going to be, and he said, well, actually, I have not painted it yet. And he said he can powder coat it in any color the board would like. And he then also submitted let's see. I did not, so I think these were actually the photos, the kind of like a patina.
It's interesting on this one. When I saw the red, I did not like it.
Exactly the same.
Same.
I was like, just like, ooh. And then I saw it like this and I was like, oh, I do kind of like it
It's kind of cool.
without the painting on it. And I don't know why the red was just too striking for me for some reason. But I actually really like it without the red. But then listening to the traffic potential of such a heavy circular object, if somebody crashes into it, I'm wondering if this is too much of a safety risk because of it being such a heavy, top-heavy piece. And it's also coming from Southwest Colorado, and I did think about the logistics of coming up 285 potentially and the cost for him or for us.
But that is
It's part of
included in
the-
the contract, is part of, I mean,
I mean,
and that's, oh, go ahead.
I know it's in there, but I was also like,
Thinking
Have they-
for him,
yeah.
yeah. I have to say this artist did reach out. He is following kind of what the board is deciding. He had several submissions, but he did email to the Cultural Arts Commission email, just saying, I understand that you are reviewing the artwork tonight and that, and just wanted to pass on his appreciation for what the board is doing. And
That's kind.
so I think with this piece, again, I think it's a CDOT question to the CDOT folks. I'm also, does anybody feel the same way? Like if he would be open to not painting it at all, maybe?
Yeah, so I actually have it on 5 in my rating, but I would actually wanted to give it more like 7 without the paint, but 5 red.
okay,
So it's actually losing value for me when it's painted.
You can really see the detail, which is really interesting.
I
I
wonder-
wonder if you'd lose that though, if it's in a median. Like,
That
would
was
you
the-
really be able to see any of that?
I was like, who's gonna, I love it, but I want it somewhere where people can actually walk up to it and see it.
In the park.
You don't want people standing on a median looking at that. That's dangerous.
We have a concrete pad, not saying we're gonna do this yet, but as an option out here where they took
That's
that
what
piece of art
Because I
out.
love that, and I'd love to see
That's
it.
exactly what I was thinking.
I'd love to see it anywhere but in the median.
I totally agree.
I know, because really the only place or how people are gonna be able to enjoy it is if they're sitting in traffic at a stop, like next to it. Where
Which they will be sitting in traffic, I can guarantee them.
Yeah, but
Longer
that
even
how,
if we put that there.
Yeah.
I don't know, just because I'm like so inspired for Inglewood to have more spokes and bikes around, I'm like, this piece is kind of fun, like if it was near like a biking port, just with the spokes, like the way it's designed. It's kind of really
Yeah, Broadway.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Bet there won't let you put it.
Yeah, but down here somewhere could be really cool.
Okay, so that one is already like not red or anything like that, so
I
as long
think-
as he can
Because
just
the
keep
red,
that.
I thought looked like a red eyeball, and I was like, that is not something I
I
want to see when
agree.
I'm driving down the street.
Well, and I think it is nice that he posted it for us because you get the idea if you were driving towards it, how much you don't get up close, where the up close pictures, you're like, this is so intricate and fun, but I think far away it is hard to see the detail.
Okay, well, we'll continue kind of going through each one, and then if you guys want to go back. Okay, so then the next one is Hug, and I did reach out to her also to let her know that if she was willing to do just one. So for two of them, it's 20,000. For one, she said it would be 16,000. She said it's still during her time and stuff like that, it's cheaper to do two of them, but we do only have one RPAT.
And colors are gonna be an issue, right?
That blue is still that question on the blue. So I can verify with her. I have been in communication with her, just
But the white would be okay, right? Maybe?
as long as it's not reflective, I think it would be, yeah.
I think the shape is very complicated, and in a sense I prefer white because it's like the form is richer than the color. So I like it white.
I'd recommend if we go with this one, just get both pieces, we'll find a place for the second.
Especially for $4,000 more.
Right.
Yeah.
Put one on each, the meeting where all
Yeah,
the.
if we can get it approved, we'll put them both on.
That probably won't be a lie. You can only have one.
You can have matching pieces of me, so.
Yeah.
You guys scavenger hunt, go find the second piece. It's
Yeah,
out there
leave it in the
somewhere.
city.
I mean, it's not a terrible idea though, with Rainbow Point, if we can't get that approved, but could these two approved
Yeah, two
in
matching
white, and
ones.
they're just down Hampden.
That would actually be really cool.
I think
And the
like,
continuity of it, like the two of them.
Like bookends them.
Fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
but I'm guessing though, if we did do something like that, the blue paint would have to be painted for sure.
Yeah.
So if we bought them both, we'd have to
I can
either
verify
choose a
with her.
different color or have to go to white. Or a different color with the white, or maybe like she could do the Inglewood green if that's allowed, I don't know. That's probably not allowed.
Not great.
Yeah, no green.
As long as it's not the
See that
highway
green.
green. Yeah. About the highway signs. Okay, so I have to check with her in regards to color. She could do two white, or I could even ask her if she has other color suggestions, but the blue we feel like we need to stay away from.
Does anybody else have any colors? Creative beans or? Yeah.
The white sounds great.
Okay.
I feel like white is the only color that we are pretty sure is safe.
Hopefully.
All our
That's what I'm saying, like pretty
They're all
sure.
claimed.
Okay, so then the next one, how do you say this? Posade?
Posada.
Yes.
Sure.
This one also kind of has a reflective surface that,
I think that's why I rated it like really low.
It's pointy too, that's the concern, you know, they were talking about the rebar, and if that were to be hit and pieces fly off, like, could it hurt somebody? I don't know.
I would feel comfortable letting this one go unless anybody here has an objection to that. Just in the sense
Sounds
that it's reflective and pointy, and I think that what makes this piece interesting is actually some of the reflection and.
Yeah. Pointing.
Yeah, it looks kind of like hammered or something almost, which is a nice texture, but tough in that location.
Yeah, I'm fine with
okay,
removing it.
Just make our jobs a little easier.
I mean, we're gonna have to start cutting stuff soon anyway, so.
okay. then the next one is Warrior. So she did also submit on the first call, or submitted this piece. Or submitted an application for this piece, I guess that makes.
Is this one gonna have rebar?
She submitted 2 pieces for this
Yeah,
call.
this one and the other one, was it the blue one?
It was called Let's Play. I can't remember. I rated it with a 1, so clearly it didn't speak to me. I don't remember it.
I didn't really feel like visually while passing it, it would make much of an impact personally. It just didn't feel like you'd really know even that it was art potentially. I don't know, just because it's mostly shapes, and we've had so many people say recently like shapes are a no-no, like so my brain was kind of like, oh, it has squares, those could be bad, but I like it now more than I did, I think, when I was rating it.
I like it more in the park than I would probably there, to be
Yes.
honest.
Yeah.
Because also it's like got that texture, which I
Or
still think is
wooden.
something you'd want to be able to see like up close.
And again, I'm worried about the top heaviness if a car hit it. I remember the story behind this one, I think was kind of cool. But I can't remember why now, but like reading her little bio on it. But I think for top heavy and kind of logistics, maybe we can let this one go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That's still Warrior. Okay, so this is June grass. So his proposal was kind of hard to, do you guys kind of remember this one? His proposal shows very tall, like 12 feet and all that. If you, within his, like he had, this one is 20,000. But then he had another one, I think it was like 18,000. So that's where I put in the 18,000 thinking, do you know what I mean? I'm not sure, unless it had to do with transportation or something, but what he did submit did not fit within the guidelines. I did not reach out to him to see if it was possible he could do something smaller. And I can still do that if you would like me to.
I won't say, so I had mixed feelings about this piece, but I do think it ties into some of the grasses around Inglewood. And so that for me was kind of oh, that's kind of fun that we have another grass piece. But then the other day when I saw Martin, I was like, why is grass a thing in Inglewood? Like, what's the history behind that? Anyway, so.
I thought you were gonna have an answer for
No,
it.
I
so
don't
I'm
have
like,
an answer. No, I want to know. Like, I'm like,
okay.
who's the person to tell me the story behind the grass? So in that sense, I thought, oh, it's kind of cool. It would be 2 different ends of Inglewood with like these grass sculptures and different interpretations of grass. I'm definitely not tied to it, but that was something that interested me with this piece of like, we have the grass on the other end, we have all these new placemaking signs that have grass, and this is like another interpretation of that. So that's my 2 cents.
And that's what I thought. And when I saw that, it made me just think of like, I don't know what June grass is, but this just made me think of like prairie grass, which I think is very like, Colorado. I do think obviously it would need to be shorter, smaller. But I did like that we have like a plant theme or grass theme or whatever. I thought it was cool.
I rated it low because of the size not fitting in, but I mean, I really like it, and I agree that it makes sense with the rest of the grass. With the super pokey end pieces though,
That is something
Is
that
that-
CDOT could,
yeah,
because that's probably no different very much than
the rebar,
rebar.
yeah, that would be a concern potentially.
CDOT is just killing me.
What are your thoughts?
For me, the form is a little bit aggressive, and it's not something I would like to see on the street maybe when I'm driving. I don't know. I would fit it somewhere in a zoo or in a park again, something more natural. Not sure.
So we think too many CDOT scenarios going on?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's done.
No, okay.
Right.
I would keep this one on the list just for future, because again, that tall piece was
Yeah.
taken out, that could be cool, but just earmark it, not for medians. obviously,
Okay.
like you just
Yeah.
talked about,
We'll
but-
keep it back on the list,
Okay.
Yeah,
but not for this.
but not for me.
I back
This
it.
list, just
Back on
Yeah,
the
can
list.
we have two lists, one for park and one for
So
like
the
the
one
park
thing I
potential?
did before we closed out our call, through Cafe, the first call, is you can request them to send you pictures and information of all the artwork. So I have that kind of as a database, do you know what I mean? And it's not to say that the artwork could be sold by that time, but definitely, do you know what I mean? I'm keeping a database of stuff, so.
That's good.
Okay. Then, I guess
You like that one?
Oh, now we can really see the little tiny pieces.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Looks like
I mean, if
DNA.
that fell on
Where
somebody,
I
it
was
was
doing
sad.
the,
But I do want the historical committee to let me know about the grass.
Yeah, where?
You know that grass was created by the guy that did the bear at the convention center?
Well, that's what, I know
Yeah.
I know it was a
Okay.
big deal when it went in, but I'm like, there's a grass theme in Inglewood Air Plant, and I'm like, I'm curious what the history behind it is. Like, maybe it's just something we liked, but it also could have had it, I don't know, like the Swedish horses, like, there could be something behind it.
Like the.
Have you come to the museum on the second floor yet on a Saturday to talk about the?
Not yet, is it officially open? Oh, yeah.
I think it's a Saturday, right? Is there official opening?
Well, I don't know when the official opening is, but I know they're open on Saturdays.
I'll go in. I'll report back.
Come to the market, stop by the Authors Festival.
So
Go
much to do.
So much to do in the
Actually-
city center.
Really sad this weekend I'm out of town,
Oh,
out of all the weekends. I was like, oh yeah, the authors.
here we have more.
I know, that'll be more. So
okay, so this one was more just kind of, what is it, Orde, how do you say that?
It's prairie gold.
Is that what it
It's
is?
French, yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for the translation.
yeah, thanks.
Way easier.
You speak French?
Not well,
But you, yeah,
but I can read it.
enough to read it.
That's really cool. So the dimensions on this one, 7 feet in height by 3 feet by 3 feet.
This one might be challenged by CDOT because if it was hit, again, flying objects, how is it gonna go through a windshield?
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
curious about the, like the shape, I guess. It just seemed like, and I know it's within our dimensions, but it just, if a car, I mean, I know everything is like, if a car hits it, that would be pretty bad.
Asymmetry of it.
Yeah. Again, I can go on the list to like go somewhere else.
I guess this is a CDOT review. Does anybody want it off the list, or do we want to keep it on the list, or is everyone
We should
neutral?
keep it somewhere, but I cannot tell from this picture how it would look there. Because kind
That
of
was
cut
it. I
off.
just didn't think that was a
Yeah.
well-lit picture either, so it was just hard to see like what it would look like up close.
I think it's a neat piece. I'm worried that it's gonna blend into the background too much.
Yeah.
Because it has so much open space, and again, driving by quickly, that it's gonna get kind of lost with no color.
Mhm.
That it almost needs color so people notice it.
Did they say
But it
something
can-
about color?
We don't know what color that we can allow them.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
For some
White.
reason, I felt
White
like I
changing
remembered.
color.
Yeah.
You will notice.
She did not, but I can reach out.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, I just, for some reason, in my mind, I was thinking that the artist mentioned something about color
Oh,
in the write-up, but I cannot remember if it was this or not. like maybe it had been painted.
And actually that picture is kind of telling, because I think if it was against grass or forestry, it would really pop against flowers, but because it's against asphalt and rocks.
Yeah.
it
Well, that's
kinda
kind of
Which
what
is
the
what it
background
would
would
be
look
out there.
Yeah. I actually think the picture is very telling of how it would stand up against the area we're looking to put it.
So it says David and I are still in debate as to how to treat the 3-foot-high stem that blossoms into the grain. Steel wrap would be the most likely of solutions, but there are an infinity number of possibilities.
Okay.
I would love to see this on a different list. Like, I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't think it belongs on this list.
Park list.
We're just creating extra work for everybody.
I think we just want art in parks.
We want park,
Yeah.
we want art everywhere.
Christina's like, no, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it belongs everywhere.
Okay, so then the next piece. Okay, is it meme?
I think.
This is, so, Mark Leckler, he did Duet, Pasado, and then Meme. So this one, I think there's that issue with reflection.
Yeah, I was thinking for drivers,
I was
this is a
real
real
worried
safety
about
because
that
it
one.
almost belongs, like, it almost looks to me a little bit commercial in the sense of like when you walk into a cool new contemporary building, you see that movement on the wall. But I thought driving by a movement piece could be
Too
kind
hard.
of dangerous.
I thought, all I could think of was that would be a really cool place if there was like some sort of like water feature near it, because it would look really cool with the reflection, but I think that I rated it pretty low, because I was like, I don't think you could put this out on the street.
It's just.
And once the sun hits it and like.
It's very cool though.
It's a really
It's one, I think my favorite of all the submissions, but yeah, and not here probably.
Yeah, I like it. I could even see it in front of a building, you know, like as you're walking in, you'd be like, whoa, like
It's
fancy.
very interesting.
Like in the garden where it would reflect like the flowers.
I agree. I just think it's too many, there's gonna be too many hurdles and
Yeah.
safety concerns.
It is cool looking though.
It's really cool, the illusion it creates. I put it by the fountain. It'd be cool by the fountain.
Or in a water, like in a pond or something.
Or do we have anywhere like down by like Union Station that has like the fountains that come out of the pavement? Like something like that in front of that would be cool. Do we?
The fountain, it comes out of the pavement.
Yeah,
It does?
Out front.
They do have, yeah.
not all the time.
I don't get very close to that fountain because there's always like kids.
Oh, yeah.
But be careful when you're walking across it, because we do have ones that shoot up at the pavement. You might get surprised.
Okay, good to know.
For this piece.
I'm going to avoid it now even more.
You only speak from experience of standing on the pavement.
Surprise. And then Love and Happiness, this is by Sean Doherty, who has done the red poppies along Broadway.
Yeah.
I think the colors are a major issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. It's too small.
It does.
It's kind of
That's what right? It's really.
underwhelming. I think it was like maybe the pot would be very tall and then the flowers would be there. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'd be way more interesting on a sidewalk.
Around like, or in like the roundabout.
Yeah, somewhere where you can walk up to it and actually see it 360.
Kind of really look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's so many
The
fun
detail.
pieces to it.
It's very kid friendly too, I think, to make pictures with and stuff.
I think it's nostalgic, like the story behind it and the person is nostalgic.
Yeah.
But I think the piece right there is just not, just too much. And I don't see CDOT approving all those colors.
I think there are gonna be several colors in there that
If they could just paint it all white.
You can
Take
fill
all
it.
character.
Yeah. We know that you spent some time on this, however.
Keep it on the park list, take it off park list, put it on the park list.
I like cute next to that, like mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. The romance.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
I did not realize, okay, I just looked at the 2 circles, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so this one I was curious if like it had so many parts to it, but I'm like, we only have one pedestal.
There were a couple submittals where their art spanned the whole median. And we just have that art pad.
I thought this was interesting though. Like it's a little bit whimsical, but I just felt like it didn't meet the brief is the problem. I thought it was enjoyable art to look at.
We had talked about like landscaping and medians, there is year-round looking and using metal art like that or whatever the product is in there. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what's actually put on the concrete versus what's a standalone and how is that secured?
See if I can there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really fun.
It's really fun and but again, the colors, I don't know. I like the idea of I do like what you're saying, like those landscape.
Yeah, the agaves kind
Yeah.
of.
It looks like
cool.
it's cool.
I just,
Do you think in this median is something that,
I would probably say the circular like wheel looking pieces, probably a no, especially being that it looks like it's probably gonna be rebar that those are affixed to. But the agave and maybe those flowers could be an option for the medians. They're low profile, but yet add a little color throughout the year.
Yeah.
Is there any world that we could put more like the agave or something, like multiple in there, even though there's only
I mean,
one?
I've done those in previous medians and another job, and they were just like rebar into the ground and then
It's like a
pounded in.
steak.
Yeah, and so they weren't, I mean, somebody can walk over and pull them out, but they were pretty well buried. So that could be an option.
You have to really want it.
if she,
You know, like those.
That we know.
Art.
Like our horses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool.
That is great. I love the colors.
I kind of am curious. Do you want to, okay, would we want to reach out to the artist and see how much the agave
Alone is.
alone and like tell them like, we know that CDOT is not going to approve the other pieces of this, but like, what do you think
And
about?
is it something
like,
that they would be willing to just do by itself?
Yeah.
Or does it all have to go together?
the agave and the flowers or just the agave, do you want me?
I think the flowers are really cool. I mean, I'd be interested just
Yeah.
to find out if they
Wait,
would be.
which one is the
If they
flower
could
again?
be-
The flower is the wheel, right?
No, the
No,
flowers,
they're on the
like
ground.
the cluster, yeah.
Like at the bottom.
Yeah.
There was one close-up
Those
picture
ones
where
might
they
be
actually look
really
really
easy
nice.
to take
From
out.
there, they look like mushrooms, but there was a picture where you can actually see like the petals.
So does the 20,000 buy the whole median worth or just like this little section you're showing?
I think it's the whole median, but I will verify.
Because if they took away portions of it, maybe, like if they took away the circle parts of it, maybe they would just put more of the flowers and agave. So that we could have more, you know.
I was like, that would be kind of a cool way to dress up
A
that
whole
median.
median like that would be amazing.
And if they just made the agave a little bigger, maybe, you know, like brought it up just a little bigger, it would be kind of fun and it would kind of go with that, again, that nature theme that's been part of
Do you
it.
think if they're too big, CDOT would have an issue?
I don't know, I think they're cool, but I'm
they
looking at them like
pointy?
the flowers look less deadly than the agave. If the agave launches, they're pointy.
I think even the real agaves are very deadly.
So true.
Right, we love your art, but can you round the corners, change the color, make them higher?
I love them. I want one.
And just give it to us one piece at a time.
Right.
I don't know, I think the agave is cool, like,
It is cool.
I think it's worth asking about. I don't know that it has to be bigger, I'm just,
Do you like it because it reminds you of the grass? And I'm not trying to be funny, but I think that,
like,
I like that whole plant thing that we have going on at like the two entrances, because that's what I thought of. I was like, oh, this kind of looks like the grass.
I like it because it kind of brings that unity, not that I think we have to have unity, but it does bring that. But what I like about it is that it's xeriscaping with art, and I think that's a very sustainable, it like meets other missions within Inglewood of like, we've just now xeriscaped, we've added art, really attractive art, we now have color in the winter when we don't have winter, and it's a longer stretch, like it's a lower profile, but it means that whole median has some color all winter. And to me, that's cool. That's like part of the mission of beautifying this area is to add color and be sustainable. And
I wonder if she even, like if CDOT would have issues with the agave, the pointed,
yeah,
if she could almost, I mean, then it's not so much the agave, but do you know what I mean?
they don't look, to me though, they don't look so, because they're so low that I think if a car hit it, it's not the same as something
I think
tumbling
if they
down.
stay low, or that she doesn't make them too big, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the larger they are, the more CDOT maybe would have
Does that,
concerns that they would.
that little box, does that tell us how high they are?
I can't see.
Oh, yeah. The next page.
So that, it's 5 feet.
Oh, that's big. That's bigger than I thought.
So,
The
okay, the
agave.
small
Oh, but the agave is what?
16, 10 by 16.
Inches? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not very big at all.
That's not even a foot.
Would you even be able to see
Okay.
that?
Those would be so low to look at. Well. I thought median, maybe they'd be like eye level.
This tall at least.
Like 3 feet.
Like the size of a regular bush.
Probably like 2.5,
Yeah.
3. What's this?
Yeah.
3.
Probably 3.
I would ask CDOT before we even give her a number.
Yeah.
Before you get carried away.
See some pictures. Is this approved? No? Okay.
But I do think, I mean, like even right now, like think about the lilies that you see, like the day lilies right now in the beds, like they really stand out. Like even though they're only like a foot high.
They're so pretty.
And in
so
winter, I mean, that would be the only thing there too. So even
Nice
if in the
size.
summer it gets surrounded by other things, it would still be visible in the winter.
Right now, these beds don't have a, Christina, they don't have a lot of stuff in them, right? Even in.
No, they've been re-landscaped, so
they
there's
have?
not a ton of stuff. I think they could be kind of intertwined throughout and fit in. But again, we'd have to look at how to put them in the ground so they don't blow away, walk away.
Yeah.
Bury them with a cinder block.
Right, yeah.
And I'll ask her how she installs them.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the top 10.
So I think we have it pretty narrowed down and we kind of know the questions that need to come back to the committee to even really consider like maybe the top 2.
So, Lunar Hampton, Duet, Under the Sea, Hug.
I think under the sea, we said no median. That'd be more
Oh,
of
that's
a park
right.
or out front.
Oh, under the surface?
Under the
Or under
surface.
the
Under,
surface.
I'm like, under the
Like,
sea.
We're all going under the sea.
So we
It's like, I
said,
wanna see that one.
this one, we're thinking under the surface, we're thinking for like maybe the
Elsewhere.
front.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think the
the roundness is just not.
Like one
gonna
of the paths out here or whatever.
be- Yeah,
I don't know which directions. I guess
Okay.
southwest.
So we have Lunar Hampton, Duet, Hug. June Grass, again, ended up saying no.
Yeah.
The
golden grass, we said park,
a different list.
a
is what I
different
put
list,
down.
or keep it on a list, like, I think those up to love and happiness are all on a different list, just to kind of have, if stuff opens up or we have more money or something comes, we can
Okay.
maybe
Like
consider
the
them for
Order
future
Ferry and the
pieces.
Love and Hip It.
But go ahead and keep that on the list then, for this one, or talk about, keep that on a different list.
A different
Okay.
list. So I think right now it's just Lunar, Duet, Hugs, and then the name of
Yeah.
artwork not provided.
Yep.
So we're down to
So we're
4,
down to 4.
we're down to 4 pieces.
So I will contact the artists, and then I will send out the pieces to you guys with the notes, you know, from my discussion with the artists.
Okay.
And then do you guys want to then move forward with voting on that? Or do you want to discuss it further in July?
July maybe?
Okay,
I feel like we should discuss
and
it.
so I'm not gonna be at the July meeting,
That's okay, we can
so
discuss it.
Do you want to,
I'll have Christina.
do you want to do an open discussion or do you want to do another vote with numbers? Like, to get kind of like a jury type scenario? Or do you just want to discuss it? Just
We could do
discuss it.
both, yeah. I kind of like the numbers, so I can reference what I was thinking then.
And it's kind of nice to see what other people thought
Yeah.
as well, because it can kind of help the discussion.
So would you be okay if we do another
Yeah.
jury number on them, same way, and after we have the info from CDOT in the spreadsheet, then we can
That's
also.
easy to do,
Okay,
so
cool.
that works.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so I will reach out to the artist starting tomorrow and then so get the information out to you guys as soon as possible. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, next thing. Upcoming events.
We have a market on Saturday, that'll be exciting for summer market. Thank you to you guys for providing music. I know Martin has lined up for someone to come and play some live music for us. And then, yeah, here we go, right? So much going on. The next week is a volunteer appreciation. I hope if you guys all can come, that'd be great. That's a Pirates Cove. And then we just have so much going on, so many neighborhood nights. We have a movie in the park coming up. And then 4th of July, of course, and Block Party will be here before we know it, right? So please visit our website. Everything's on there. And let me know if you guys have any questions, thoughts, or ideas. Did wanted to let you know that I am working with Crafty Chassis to she's building me a proposal to see if she could just come to all three. Oh, she won't be here on Saturday, obviously, but if she could come to the July market, August market, and block party, and working together with her on how we can work so that we can provide either cash for free or at a discounted price, and different ways that we can do that. So using, the funds that you guys afforded me to be able to do that, and then being able to offer it to our community. But I was trying to reach out to different ones all the time, but they're also wildly different. And one of them's like $5,000 and she's like 200, you know what I mean? So it's like, I would rather work with one and get them to come to, several different events. And so, again, thank you for that, but I'm moving forward with it. And so we'll have a new one for June. We just didn't have the timeline, but starting in July, and then the August market, and then obviously the block party. So, yeah.
Okay, staff's choice.
No major updates. We're in budget season right now. We're working on a Parks and Recreation bond that council's deciding if they'd like to move forward with or not. If they do, it'll be on the November ballot. So yeah, all our parks are now open. Bellevue Park with Farm and Train is now open. We have a brand new electric train out there, which is super exciting. Really cute animals at the farm. If you get a chance to go down there, you can get up and close and personal with them.
Just so you know, Littleton Museum was sending people over to your farm.
Really?
Yeah, Steve's doing a great, he's like, people keep asking, they're like, can we pet the animals at Littleton Museum? He's like, actually, no, but let me tell you about this amazing farm 1 mile away that you can go to right now.
Yeah.
They even had the cost for it. I was like, wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'll send him a thank you. And opening weekend, which was May 25th, broke records at Farm and Train. I think everybody was excited about the new train and wanted to check it out. It's $3 to ride the train or $3 per person to get into the farm. And then Pirates Cove is open now too, and the weather's warming up. It was a colder weekend for opening, so it wasn't packed, but
It's getting hot now. Yeah.
now it's hot, so go have some fun at Pirates Cove. Yeah, and if you do want to go to the volunteer event, be sure to RSVP so we have a head count. Yeah, but that's a fun event. It's cool because it's your exclusive park. You get to hang out in as volunteers. So
Remind me of that day again, June
12th. Yeah.
It's also Celebrate Golf Day.
Oh yeah, the golf course and the high school kids are involved.
Yes.
It supports Inglewood High School's
Correct.
golf school.
Yep. Yeah, and it's 6 to 8 p.m. for volunteer night.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about golf. and I'm
No,
like,
that's not that time.
But the golf for the community, I think, is 1 to 3, because Emily at Coma sent me an email about
They're
it.
1 to
right?
3 or I think the barbecue's
barbecue.
like starts at 12 and then goes.
But you have to register for the other events in the morning and then the
Yeah,
community
there's a
events.
golf tournament in the morning. We don't have a lot of register right now, so I believe that portion probably will be canceled, but the barbecue's still gonna happen.
Okay.
There's silent auction. It is to raise funds for the high school golf teams, both men's and women's. And then, yeah, that you can make donations to the golf, so for the high school teams, not for Bergen team.
It's a fun event.
Yeah, it's a busy couple months here, so yeah, come have fun with us.
Okay, commissioner's choice. I was gonna share Lexis. I don't know if you all know her. She's an artist in Inglewood, but she is doing one-off workshops at One Barrel where you can come paint and have a glass of wine is included, and it starts June 12th, and that she's doing once a month at One Barrel. So if you haven't, you should get on her email list. Her art's incredible. It's also hanging at the public table house right on the Evans, that coffee shop. So yeah, so if anybody wants to go have some wine and paint some watercolor, it's a great doodling watercolor opportunity that's happening with a local artist. So kind of
Is there a charge for it?
I think it's $30 with, and all those supplies are included and a glass of wine.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so it's kind of, it's just
Let's have
fun.
our next meeting.
Yeah, right.
We'll have to go to the one after it's all night, or volunteer night.
Yeah.
You said it's on the 12th?
Yeah, the first one in June is on the 12th, and then I think they're once a month on those Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8. So just wanted to plug that
Volunteer
because
night
she's,
first, and then you can have some wine.
yes, go do both.
July and August.
I just saw the invitations.
Awesome. So, Drew, cool,
Sure.
thanks.
Thank you.